Welcome back, everyone. It's 40 again. I am bringing you another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video in today with some exciting updates, some new information. I'm sure if you've logged into the game today, you have seen that there's some new information coming out here as of the next maintenance, which looks like it's Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. So let's just step here into the first part here. So the story is going to continue. So it's the second part of the Zoldad. If you played through the story, you would have realized that it kind of stops right at the volcano. So the story will continue. This is more for the people who have progressed through the story. So if you're new, this might be a good time for you to kind of be like, oh, you know what, I'm going to back off. I don't want to get any spoilers. If you don't care about any spoilers or anything like that, I really don't know if I'm going to say any spoilers. But if you don't want any spoilers, this is your chance to, dip out. Okay. So that's my 2, 3, 1, bam, we're ready to go. Okay, so I've given a fair warning. Anyways, so the story continues. A new island will be available for exploration after the maintenance on Wednesday, which is fantastic. It's the next part of our adventure. So after clearing the actual area called Volcanic Grounds, now you can now access the new story by tapping Surging Volcano for the from the world, and that's kind of where it's gonna start us off. So that's very, very exciting. It's good. I mean, like, the reason I like playing Final Fantasy Brave Exvius personally is because the updates are just so frequent. The story keeps moving on, and it keeps you engaged. You have a little bit of time where you're not, have the story, and then you get a story, and you can kind of continue with it. That's one of the personal things I like about it, other than the fact that it's Final Fantasy. But if you are looking for a place like a game that continuously gets updated so you can invest your time and play, this is definitely the game, okay? And that's my personal input. Next part, for those of you who are like myself, who have beaten the trials many months ago, and now you've had no trials, it's a good and a bad thing. The good thing is that, like, now you have somewhere else to put your stamina into, or your energy to waste. The bad thing is that means, less TM farming. But I mean, like, we're not farming TMs this week anyways, or these next 2 weeks, because of the Academia event, so you're probably going to be wasting all your energy there anyways. The good news about this is there's a new challenge, new trial. It's called the March of the Beasts, and the same thing, it is starting right after the maintenance, so you can go right into it. You're going to go ankle deep, knee deep, balls deep, whatever the way it is that you like to go into trying the event. And the way they have it here, it says introducing powered-up versions of the bosses from the main story. They are now appearing and the ones appearing in the Chamber of the Fallen. So it looks like all the bosses we fought, they're going to be mixed into this event. So I'm not sure if they're going to be the same in order. I think it would be, but anyways, let's kind of read through it, and we'll come back and do a whole reach around about the event. So it says a new, currently longest 9-round battle will be available in the Chamber of the Fallen. Prepare yourself so that you don't run out of MP too soon, Kupo. So they're clearly not gonna make this easy for us. They're telling you that it seems like the way they designed this event is for you to run out of MP. So you're gonna have to bring your extra items, like, turbo ethers or mega ethers or whatever it is, to keep yourself up there, to make sure that you stay alive, right? So it says hit points and attack will be greatly increased for the appearing bosses. There will be various types appearing, so be sure to figure out the weak point of each Kupo. So for me, I don't know if they're gonna, because the way they're saying it is like increased for appearing bosses. It means it almost makes me feel like every time you fight them, it might be different bosses, maybe. Maybe like the last boss is gonna be the boss, and that's not gonna change. But I don't know. I'm just doing a little bit of speculating. I didn't look into the JP version to see how this is how this was done, so I don't know. So this is me just speculating as like a new player kind of thing, and saying like, oh, whoa, dude, this sounds crazy. If that is the case, that'll be really interesting, because as you can see up here, they have more than 9, right? Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's, from what I can see, there's about 14 bosses. About 14 bosses from the looks of it, but there's 9, so that's why I'm assuming that they might kind of flip-flop on them. And maybe the one in the red here, which is like this electric one, that's the one that's the final boss, or who knows. So it might be like you just go in there and you're gonna fight like 9 random bosses that you fought before, but their hit points and their attack are going to be greatly increased, so you're going to be, you're going to be on your toes. Um, so here it is. This is the item that you got to get for completing the first time. It is the Demon Mail. It gives you 10 attack, 55 defense, and it gives you dark resistance plus 20%. This is awesome. This item is definitely insane. I'm hoping that Gilgamesh can wear this, because right now Gilgamesh is doo-doo. He's got really crappy armor to wear, so I'm hoping that this is heavy armor. I'm not sure yet, so I'm hoping that Gilgamesh can wear that. Then this event will definitely be worth it for myself to do. I'm sure for everybody else out there, this is definitely gonna be worth doing. It's gonna be a nice little challenge for to hold us over till whatever the next challenge is coming over, which I believe is gonna be Gilgamesh. That's gonna be the nice one. I can't wait for that event personally, because it's gonna be, I believe it's a katana. That's the reward. He's not an easy boss, but the katana itself is gonna make worth trying to just throw as much effort at it as possible so that you can get that katana. It's definitely one of the better ones you can get out there, that's technically for free, just for kind of playing the game and being prepared. So yeah, this is definitely cool. I'm very excited about this part, even more so than the story. The one thing about the story that I forgot to mention is this kind of continues into being that, I think in this next part, in this section here, this is where you get Odin. So you might actually get another Esper, and Odin is definitely a dope Esper. He's definitely, I think right now in JP, the best Esper for attacking characters. He will be replacing your Ifrit, which is awesome. Like, Ifrit does really good damage right now, but now if you're like me and you have more than one damage dealing character that's with you, that's physical, this is your chance to put Ifrit on your second best damage dealer. So like in my case, I would put Ifrit on like lightning, and then I would put Odin on Noctis. And Odin also gets, I believe, like demon killer and some other killers as killer effects as well, which makes him a must have. So if you haven't progressed to the story up to this point, you should, just because these Espers make a dramatic change as you get them to like to 2-star. They give you these nice killer effects, and plus they boost your attack in a way that you get a base percentage of 1% of their overall stats, plus you get the slot that you pick. Like, let's say you pick all the attack slots, you'll get that bonus on the character that's wearing it. So that's actually really, really cool. So this has me really excited. The trial boss has me excited because of the armor, but not even more so about the armor. It gets me excited because the next, as long as we're following the way the JP version is going, our next event, our next trial boss is going to be Gilgamesh. That has me even more excited than this particular event itself. But it is good armor, so that's still something to get definitely excited about. The last part here, which is something that people might not be happy about, like, oh no, Rain, he's like a FFBE character, oh no, he's doo-doo. The thing about Rain is when he gets a 6-star, he becomes a truck. It's not like he's going to do tons and tons of damage, but he can buff your party, he can debuff the enemy. He becomes a well-rounded support unit as a 6-star unit. So if you have him at a 5-star, good job. You should pick up some of the materials from Academia if you don't have any, to get him to 6-star, especially if you don't have a full break unit or a full buff unit. The thing about him that makes him a little bit more special than other buffing and debuffing units is that his buff, he buffs attack, defense, spirit, magic, all the shenanigans, all with one buff, and it does it for 3 turns, and I think it's like 30%. And his break, his full break, actually I think it does everything with one attack, and it's like 40% or something, or 45%. So he does everything. So he's like a very versatile support unit for buffing and debuffing. For free-to-play players, you already have him. He's the first character alongside Laswell that you got, so you have this guy. If you don't have a full buffer or you don't have a debuffer, you must, I'm telling you, you must level this guy up to 6-star, because he's gonna be something that you're gonna be holding on for a long time, and when his enhancements come later, you will also get the benefit from that. They're not super dramatic, but I'm gonna leave you to discover those on your own as those actually appear. So this is another thing to get excited about if you're a new character, or even like a mid-range character, mid-range player like myself. I'm gonna be leveling him up specifically because he's getting a 6-star, and I would like to have him in case I wanted a unit that can debuff and buff my party to bring along. Because as of right now, I bring somebody like Refia for focus, and then if I not focus, I mean embolden, which is attack defense. And if I want to bring somebody that has focus, then I would have to bring another character like Van or my tank Cecil, right? So sometimes I need them, Cecil and Refia, so it works out. But other times maybe I just want focus. But he gives you both. So maybe mid-fight you want to figure something out, boom, you got him. So I think he is gonna benefit you a lot in the new trial. So having him might be very beneficial for the new trial. He can break the bosses, plus he can buff all your things, so you don't have to think about what is he going to do. You're going to have one unit that can do everything. So this is really, really cool. With his limit burst, he has Shining Nova, which is fire damage to all enemies. It's the same thing as his current limit burst is. It's just it becomes an AoE attack as he becomes a 6-star. So that's definitely some updated news there for you to be looking forward to. So Wednesday morning when we get in there, we're gonna have these updates, 3 amazing updates for you to look forward to. Also, it is Gumi, so be prepared that maybe it's gonna take a little bit longer than it should, but that's definitely Gumi for you. So you shouldn't worry. I'm actually gonna look up to see what my he actually might be at the bottom here. Most definitely he is at the bottom here. But I want to see what my Rain is at. Where are you, Rain? Did I skip you? Okay, let me pay attention here. Looking for a guy in a red coat. Looking at the guy for a red coat with a sword. That dude with a there he is. So my guy is 4-star and he's 23. So I have a long way to go as well. I'm gonna buff this dude up because I want to have that character available for sure. So as you're noticing, this is gonna become like a pattern. You're gonna start getting these FFB characters or Final Fantasy Brave Exvius characters that are gonna be getting 6 stars. When they become 6 stars, they actually become pretty viable. So as you get Lid and those guys, if you have some extra cactuars or something and you're just holding on to them and they're just eating up slots, you could pour them into these characters because they will get some effectiveness out of them as you play. So don't think you're going to be missing out on anything if you're putting them into it. Obviously you should always think about priority and prioritize on the things you want, but that's actually something that's also pretty cool. So that's kind of this update video. Thank you so much for sticking around. Hopefully you're as excited as I am about these new events. I can't wait. I really hope that my speculation is that we get Odin. If we don't get Odin for this part of the story, then we're definitely, I don't want to say definitely, but probably 99% sure that we're going to get Odin in the third part of it, which is going to be sweet. Odin is a beast and you should be excited for it. You should be excited for the 6-star. You should be excited for the trial boss. I will definitely be bringing a video on my first attempt on that. So we're going to go and struggle through it together. So please stick around and you'll get to see those things and we'll experience them together. So again, please subscribe so you can get more awesome content, and please give me some feedback with some comments down below. Maybe give me a like, let me know that you liked this video, and you know, we'll continue to get more stuff out there for you. Again, this is Vorty. Thank you for sticking around, and I am out of here.